welcome to the course of Data Analytics. This is Ranjit Gawande. In this semester, I will teach you the subject Data Analytics. Before I start lecture, I insist you to bring notebook and pen for noting down the points. Till that, you can press the pause button of the media player. I hope you are now having a pen and paper. Okay, so we begin with three basic questions. That is what, why, and how. These are the some fundamental questions when we see a new entity like data analytics. So what exactly the term data analytics? Let's start with this first question. In the process of analyzing raw data to find trends in the data and answer your queries, suppose you want to expand your business or to make better business decisions, or you can say to help analyze customer trends or customer satisfaction, then data analytic process has some key component that are needed for any kind of initiative. By combining these components, a successful data analytics initiative will provide a clear picture. Where are you, where you have been, and where you should go. So that is the data analytics, from which you can analyze yourself in the business competition, how to proceed for a new venture. Now, why data analytics? The question arises, that is the second question, why data analytics? Someone of you may ask the question that why data analytics, why not data science? Then I would like to convey you that data analytics mostly deals with the structured data, while data science deals with any type of data. For example, unstructured data or semi-structured data. So that is the fundamental difference that we will see in detail later on in this session. Let me clear one important point here. This subject is broadly classified into two. First is data and second is analytics. The analytics is a part in which we were used the statistical tools, data modeling such as linear regression, logistic regression, cluster analysis, association rule, or you can say decision trees, where you can make certain decision making. So come back to our question, why data analytics? The application of data analytics are quite large. Analyzing data can optimize the efficiency in industry or organization. It will help to improve the performance and enable businesses to succeed in this competitive world. So data analytics is being used with great success in number of different fields. For example, the financial sector, data analytics has a huge role in banking and finance industry to predict the market trends as well as assess the risk. So similarly, data analytics can provide critical information for healthcare sector and environmental protection. These applications of data analytics are used to improve our world. So this is the reason why data analytics is important. Then the last question that arises in our mind, how data analytics work? Data analytics is the intersection of information technology, statistics, and businesses. The primary goal of data analytics is to increase the efficiency and to improve the performance by discovering the pattern in data for the businesses, obviously some organizations. So this efficiency improvement can lead to involve working with data, and throughout the data analysis pipeline, the primary step is to process data. There are various earlier technologies, data mining, data management. Apart from that, in data analytics, we have a very powerful fundamental tool, that is the statistical analysis and data presentation or data visualization, we popularly known as data visualization. So this is the question that arises when we see a new term like data analytics. Hope you understand what exactly the data analytics, why data analytics, and how data analytics work. There is one famous quote about the data by Craig. Mr. Craig is the senior advisor to the CEO of Microsoft Limited. He mentioned in one of his expert talk that data is the new oil of the digital economy. You know very well what do you mean by digital economy. Nowadays, the Flipkart, Amazon, Uber, Ola, they are earning a lot by analyzing the customer data, the sentiments of data. So this is the new oil for the digital economy. I hope you understand the importance of data analytics. Now we will fortunate enough that Board of Studies of Computer Engineering of SPPU offer this subject to us, as there are many opportunities in the current market scenario to get the job on the basis of this subject. What kind of jobs are available, or what is the name of the post you can achieve by studying this subject? The answer is you can get the opportunity to become a business analyst, data analyst, and data manager. There are certain norms that are provided by SPPU that end semester examination of 70 marks, in semester examination of 30 marks. The prerequisite for this course is database management system. The concepts you will learn in you had learned in third year. The concept you will learn in data analytics will help you to solve the practical assignment of LP1 subject. It is a companion course of Lab Practice 1. This video lecture contains some focus question. You have to solve and submit it to my Google Classroom. The first objective of this studying this subject is to develop the problem solving ability using mathematics. This objective we will cover in unit number 2, where we will study about hypothesis testing. This topic is very interesting and important too from your examination point of view. Right now it is enough to know what is hypothesis. To understand the hypothesis, suppose I made a statement that incidence of lung cancer is higher among smokers as compared to the non-smoker. Then this hypothesis is tested by formulating the analysis plan, which contains some sample data. Then based on this result, either I accept the hypothesis or I reject it. There are some other terms like null hypothesis or alternative hypothesis that we will learn in unit number 2. So one can say hypothesis is a process, or you can in other word you can say hypothesis is proposed statement made on the basis of limited evidences as a starting point for the future investigation. Apart from that, we also study in unit number 2 why Wilcoxon rank-sum test is more important or more robust than t-test. This testing of the hypothesis we will study in unit number 2. The second objective, to apply algorithmic strategies while solving problem. This objective is mapped on unit number 3 and 4, in which we will learn about regression techniques and data classification method like decision tree, naive Bayes classifier. Let me clear one important point here, that there is a difference between classification and prediction. The classification is about determining categorical data. You can call it as a class data, or you can label data for the element of data set. In other words, you can say the data is grouped into the categories based on the training data set. On the other hand, prediction, it is about predicting missing or unknown element of data set, so that we can build a regression model to predict the outcome. Now the third objective, to develop time and space efficient algorithm. Fourth objective, study the algorithmic examples in a distributed, concurrent and parallel environment. These third and fourth objective we map on the unit number 5 and 6, where we will learn about the visualization. We will learn about analytical tools like Hadoop, MapReduce, HBase. On the next slide, we will discuss brief about the course content. The course is divided, or you can say the structured into 6 units. The first unit, that is introduction and life cycle of big data. Some topic of this unit we will cover in today's session, like what is big data, few facts associated with big data. Then unit number 2, that will be deal with basic data analytics method, in which we will study about the hypothesis testing, various data tests carried out on the data like rank-sum test, t-test. Then unit number 3, it is here we will focus on association rule and regression. Unit number 4, we will study the classification algorithm like decision tree, naive Bayes classifier. While unit number 5 and 6, we will learn about data visualization and some analytical tools like Hadoop, Big, MapReduce. Then the next we will see what are the study material. The study material of this data analytics is available on my blog. You can note down my blog address, that is the ranjitgawande.blogspot.com. The reason is that one must make sincere effort to score good marks in a final examination. Knowledge of this subject is beneficial in near future also. For this purpose, I am sharing you the study material which contain unit-wise question bank, model answer paper with marking scheme. Very carefully I chosen some MCQs which will be beneficial for you in upcoming placement. Then I also provide you the previous year SPPU question papers that also available on my Google wall, classroom wall. Next, we will discuss what textbook are recommended by SPPU. The textbook recommended by SPPU, that is the first book published by EMC Square with the title Data Science and Big Data Analytics, written by David Berry. This book is available at our central library. You can refer it for the first 2 units. The second book, that is Business Intelligence, Data Mining and Optimization for Decision Making. It is published by Wiley Publication. The third book you required for practical assignment purpose. The title of this book is Beginning R, the Statistical Programming Language, written by Mark Gardner. The ebook in a form of PDF is freely available on the internet. Hope you understand what exactly the topics you will learn in this subject. Next, we will see the detailed contents of unit number 1. Unit number 1 broadly categorized into 2 parts. First part focuses on introduction to the big data, while second part, that is deal with data analytics life cycle. In the first part, you will study about the big data. What is big data? After studying these 2 parts, we will proceed for the GINA case study. This GINA is the Global Innovation Network Analytics. It will provide insight how our team members applied data analytic life cycle phases for the GINA. We required 3 sessions to complete the unit 1. Life cycle of data analytics I will cover in a second session, and in third session we will discuss the GINA case study. So let's start with the first topic, that is the introduction to the big data. So the contents of today's lecture in brief: introduction to the big data, why big data, where big data come from, the challenges and application of big data. Then characteristics of big data, that is the volume, velocity, variety. These are the basic fundamental characteristics of big data. Then what is big data? Big data is in terms of collection of data set so large and complex that is often become difficult to process using our traditional data processing application. Now to see this a particular picture, here a consultant is saying there is three continent byte of data by creating every day in my organization. What he said? A data whose size is almost 3 continents like America, Asia, Africa continent. Suppose we mix together all these 3 continents, then whatever the area, that much data will be generated by every day. So it comes from everywhere. It knows everything, it knows all. And according to the Wikipedia, its name is big data. So from this simple way of explaining a big data using this particular picture, which represent only one aspect, that is the volume or the size, which is very big. So such a huge volume, particularly data, pose various challenges: capturing of data, storage of data, searching of data, sharing, transfer, analysis and visualization. How do you cure it? How do you store such a big amount of data? How can you search such big data? And how do you share this information? So that questions we will address in today's session. And on a very next slide, we will see some facts and figures of big data. So these are some of the facts and figure of this particular size of data or big data. The first example, Walmart. It is a company which handles 1 million customer transaction per hour. So just see that there here is it deals with volume or the rate in which this transaction or the customer are handled. The second such company in which the data will be processed is called Facebook, which handle 40 million data, 40 billion photos from its user. So when you say photos, that means data is in different form and also large in size. So the dimension of the complexity is being added now. The third, the Facebook insert 500 terabytes of new data entry every day. So this basically become the volume challenge. Facebook store, assess and analyze 30 plus petabytes of data of user generated, and that can happen on every day. The next is the flight generates 240 terabytes of a flight data of 6 to 8 hours of flight. So from this slide we can understand what is the size of data, what is the velocity of data, what are the sources of data, what are the various types of data, and the data is stored every day, every hour, every second. Next, we will see what is volume. Volume in here I am taking one example as rice. The rice example, just to understand, or you can imagine what exactly the size of data. If we consider byte is 1 grain of rice, and a kilobyte, that is 10 raised to power 3, is 1 cup of rice. For your understanding purpose, you can imagine, and I compare the data size with a real world entity. Instead of rice, we can take another example as a complete work of Shakespeare can be saved within a 5 MB. Another insight of data, look at the green text here. It shows some gigabyte of data, what I am saying, some gigabyte of data is deal with desktop computer. Okay, so that is most important aspect. We should know where exactly the size of data and which platform that support this data, we must know. So here your desktop will be process some gigabyte of data we can store and handle on a desktop machine. Beyond that, some petabytes of data handled by internet every day. So we are going and moving towards this kind of huge volume of data, which is astronomical in size. How to handle this kind of data? And this is called the big data computation. Here you will see the values in bracket, what it indicate. Here in the bracket I have put certain value. What it indicate? It indicate the exponential value of the power 10. The 10th cube or 1000 byte, mathematically we can represent 2 to the power 10 or 1024 byte. Similarly, 10 to the power 6 is 1 million. One can represent 2 to the power 20th, and so on. Next, we will see about the data generation. What are the sources of data? From where the data is generated? So there are 3 different sources. One is the user. So user, which is basically using certain services like Facebook, like Twitter, like Google, you see that there are generating a lot of data, and that basically is one of the source of big data. The second kind of source which you see over here is the devices. Basically high devices with sensors, they are generating a lot of data. For example, the smart meter, they are generating lot of data. Then RFID tags. In the object, you can see over here the mobile phone with the camera. There are certain sensors in mobile phone which generating a data. And also these devices nowadays equal with some IoT devices, and they are continuously generating the data. The third is 2 billion people on the web. They are generating particular size of web data and contributing to the enormous amount of data. So these are the certain sources of big data. You should remember over here there are 3 basic sources of data, and from this figure it is very clear picture in your mind what are these 3 sources of big data. Next we will see the challenges in big data. So to understand the challenges in big data, we must recall the concept we had learned in RDBMS. Here we are comparing RDBMS with big data. So in RDBMS or the traditional RDBMS, the queries are not sufficient to gain useful information out of the huge volume, and data, that means traditional RDBMS, are not sufficient to handle this kind of big data. And to search with its traditional RDBMS tool, it takes long time to generate the result, and then it will be a meaningless with the time constraint. Means in the real time computation or the retrieval that particular data which required a particular point of data, so traditional operation that are not sufficient. Then for analyzing or retrieval of data, that is very slow and it is not useful for many applications. So we will see in this particular part of the course the remedy or the solution to the big data regarding the storing this information, then providing the retrieval as much faster speed, also newer method which can perform analysis on this kind of big data with lightning speed. So the challenges I just summarize over here, which are basically again around using the big data for a different application. It is about capturing, storing, searching, sharing, analyzing and visualizing the data. Next we will see many questions that were asked about the data. What is the velocity of a big data? So IBM and the Gartner, you know very well about the IBM, and Gartner is the leading research and the business enterprise advisory company which provide the decision tools. So IBM and Gartner together, they consider the big data has 3 different V's. So the characteristics of big data is given as a 3 different V's. So first is the volume, second is the velocity, and third is the variety. These are the very important characteristics of a big data. So what are these and how it is going to signify this particular data as a big data? Here you will see in a y-axis, that is indicated in green, color, which shows what is the size of a data. Here we are dealing with the petabytes of a data. Then basically it enters into the big data domain. And similarly, if we let us see, the variety means the data is not only the text data, but it is in a form of the images, videos, 3D objects, and so on. Then basically there is a huge, not only the size but also the data variety. It is another dimension of the complexity. So another dimension is velocity, that is the rate at which the data is being generated, has to be tapped and processed. So this becomes the speed of, or you can say the velocity of data. So the three means together. What are these three? The transaction, interaction, and observation, or together generating a large size of data, that is a data set which need to be analyzed. So here we see that big data scenario, using this big data, they are doing sentiment analysis. This sentiment analysis again bifurcated into the two parts. One is the individual sentiment. That means if the business is targeted to basically for a particular individual, basically the entire customer, basically it is not individual but it is entire population, and the businesses are trying to understand the sentiments and the plan for the new businesses, which are basically possible with the help of big data. So similarly, there are certain sensors which can generate the data. RFID sensors or certain IoT devices center, they are generating a lot of different kind of data. Similarly, user click on the web pages which also generate the stream data. This particular data will perform for the analysis purpose, and in real time to gain the various insight. For example, understanding the traffic condition situation in our smart city, and the big data basically deal with this one. The second example is the disaster you can take, where one can place or being triggered, the triggering the fire, so it has to be controlled. That is called the disaster management. So all these means the big data, the mood insight to be gain the community masses. That is big data here become popular day by day. Before we proceed for the next topic, let's check the focus question that you have to solve. This focus question in 1 minute and submit your answer on our Google Classroom. So let's see what is the focus question. How many important characteristics of big data considered by IBM and Gartner? Your time start now. I hope you will choose the correct option. Now we will proceed for the next important characteristics, that is volume. So what is volume? The volume is nothing but scale. So the enterprise or our growing businesses that generating a data of all type, and the size typically goes beyond the terabyte, then we will be categorized as a huge volume that basically require different technologies in the form of big data, and we need to compute. For example, if there are 12 terabytes of tweets which are created every day and which need to be analyzed for the sentiment analysis, this sometime is a big data problem. Similarly, 350 annual meters in a smart meter, we will call it as a smart meter, for the analysis to predict the power consumption again become a big data problem, where the volume is involved to be understood using a big data problem. So data volume is increasing exponentially, and it required a big data platform to be used. Now, next characteristic, that is the velocity. Velocity is also called as speed, while your volume is called as scale. The velocity, sometime 2 minutes is too late. So basically that shows, it reflects here the time is a factor and everything has to be done within a particular time bound, and this particular aspect of computation is called the velocity. That means data which is generated in the real time, it has to be analyzed and understood about various purposes. For example, if you want to catch fraud for an online transaction, then the entire transaction to be analyzed and being detected within particular time. So if it is a fraudulent transaction or it is a normal transaction, then at what speed it has to be executed. So big data must be using stream data in this particular scenario. So velocity is a stream of that particular data which is basically flowing out that application, which need to be analyzed and being used in applications. So these kind of applications are not driving the different companies or the organization and retain the customer also to run the businesses in future. So obviously this aspect of big data is also very much needed, and volume and velocity together is creating a challenge in big data computation. The next dimension we will call the variety. So variety is also known as complexity. So variety means the big data that is not one of the form, but it is available in several form. For example, the structured data, when it calls, and it basically preserve a particular data which is stored in a form of a table. Suppose we can say the unstructured data. Variety can be comes from the unstructured data, it comes from the semi-structured data. So unstructured data which cannot be stored completely in a form of a table, then such a data we will call as a unstructured data. You can say the text present in a newspaper, text present in a novel is a unstructured data. You your audio or video is a example of unstructured data. Now the semi-structured data. The semi-structured data, for example, the XML file, your web data, which is captured from XML, is the best example of semi-structured data. Your log files that are generated while when you surfing on the internet. So all these three different type, variety, structured, unstructured and semi-structured data will basically deal with the complexity for the big data, which is called the variety. Next, we will see what's the driving the big data. So here you will see the new model is required and to integrate it into a different businesses for decision making and solutions, and therefore it will see this particular picture which is what's driving the big data. The further development and its research use case is shown here in this particular picture. Earlier it was a business intelligence. This business intelligence, where the value of the complexity also was moderate. The complexity was moderate. Here on the y-axis there will be a complexity, and on x-axis we are putting the business value. Initially the business intelligence having a lower complexity as compared to the big data or the data analytics. So there that was moderate enough. Nowadays it comes a predictive analytics, and data mining here, the optimization and predictive analysis are not easy and required a computation of a big data, and also has to be done in a real time. So all these complexities are there, and the analytics become now predictive. So this predictive analytics, earlier analytics, business analytics, intelligence were used. Then there are certain other analytics type. First one is the prescriptive, and second one is the descriptive analysis. But nowadays predictive analysis is very much important and very much of use, which is need of real time. The stream computation of a processing a large data set were used in that is the driving behind the big data. So here the complexity is high, while its business value is also high. Hope you understand what are the driving forces behind the data analytics. Now let's see what are the questions that were asked in SPPU previous year theory examination. You have to take as an assignment and upload it to our Google Classroom as per the schedule mentioned in a class calendar. So the question was asked, what is big data? Explain the characteristics of a big data. That question were asked in August 2018 INSEM question paper. The weightage for this question is 4 marks. So do with this one, and I will suggest that IIT Roorkee conduct certification examination of this course, which will be useful for your future. The title of the course is Data Analytics with Python. You can earn 2 credit from the NPTEL if you successfully pass the online examination of NPTEL. So this is the title. You can note down the title, Data Analytics with the Python. And this is the symbol of IIT Roorkee. There are 2-3 other universities also conducting, but they have certain different title, and which is not mapped with our syllabus. So the summary of today's lecture, we conclude that in this lecture we have defined the big data and discuss the challenges of big data, various applications of a big data. We also describe in more details about the characteristics of a big data, and 3 most important characteristics of a big data, that are 3 V's, which we have covered in quite detail, that is the volume, velocity and variety. Furthermore, we have also seen the little bit about the big data analytics and also about big data landscape for various terminology and technology. We have already just touched upon. So thank you very much. Suppose you have any queries regarding our today's session, then you can post to our Google Classroom. Have a good day. Thank you.